have the pleasure to have next to me Bogdan, Ripa, head of product at UiPath Romania. How are you?
Good. Hello, Gabi.
I thought that it would be good to structure this discussion into 5 and talk a little bit about product market fit for you guys, a little bit about customer growth, then human versus robots, and afterwards about the product market fit in Romania. But meanwhile, if you guys have questions at any point during our conversation, I think that they just can, raise their hands and ask us like this. Better? Also, with me? Closer? Okay.
So we have 20 minutes with interruptions.
I guess so.
Okay.
If you're comfortable with this.
Good.
Okay. Meanwhile, just a quick survey. How many of you heard about UiPath so far? Okay. So
Who
briefly.
didn't hear about
Who didn't hear?
Okay.
Just one guy. Right there. So briefly, what is UiPath? And what is RPA, Robotic Process Automation?
Yeah. So UiPath is a company in this space called RPA. It sounds very different. It's a B2B space. Okay, business to business, business to enterprise, and lately business to government as well. And what we do, RPA stands for Robotic Process Automation. And when I say robots, I don't mean hardware robots, I mean software robots. And what we do is that we automate business processes. I know it sounds fancy, but really, you have a lot of companies in the world that have employees that do very boring jobs. They come to work, and every single day they do a lot of repetitive work, right? And we take that away. We take that away from those employees, letting them focus on more higher value type things, and we automate those things. And we make them. We have computers, we have robots that go and do those repetitive work.
Okay, but what are those robots? Because as you said, some people may think that they are like actual robots, like hardware robots, but they're not. There are some pieces of code, some templates.
It's all software. It's 100% software. You can actually go to UiPath.com and download it, the whole thing, and you can play with it. We have
anyone.
Anyone. Yeah. Unlike most enterprise companies, we are very open. We have a huge community. There's about, I think, 100,000 or 200,000 community users. You can just go, you download the product, and you can actually use it as well. And I just checked with our legal guy, and any company that is below $5 million in revenue can get our product. And there are some limitations, but you can use it in production. You can actually have robots go and do work for you. Yeah.
Okay, like for free or?
Yeah.
For free. Okay.
And there's no guarantee on our side. You can, probably go to support and ask questions. But it's a platform that everyone can use. And then if you're a big company, a big enterprise, obviously you're going to make money from using our product, and then we would like a share.
Okay.
Yeah, but we want to help startups and small companies. So to your question, what is a robot? It is a piece of software that runs on a Windows computer. We can get into why Windows and why not Mac. It runs on a Windows computer, and it basically emulates what a human can do. How do you interact with a computer? Can you?
How do
what is the interaction? What is the interface that you use with a computer?
Well, I have a Mac.
Okay, so it has a keyboard.
Yes.
It has a mouse or trackpad.
Yes.
Okay, so keyboard, mouse, and then it has a screen.
Screen.
So you can read stuff. You understand user interfaces. You know how to click buttons. Okay. So robots are doing exactly the same.
And they have a learning period or something like this, learning phase?
No, you program them.
I program.
Yeah. You program them to do certain things, and then they repeat. They know how to type. They know how to click. They know how to drag and drop to move the mouse on the screen for you. They know how to read the screen. They know how to look at an image, OCR, get the text, make decisions, and then move on. And they also know how to get a human in the loop if they need help.
Like for example?
What would be a good example? Let's say you're receiving invoices over email, and you want to have a robot that gets those invoices and pays the invoice, right? You don't want the robot to pay any invoice. So there's checks that you need to do. Who's the supplier? Is the supplier in my database? Do I have a contract with them? Is the contract active? Do I have a purchase order? Is the value on the invoice the same as the value on the purchase order? And then, if everything is fine, you might have what's called a business rule that says, if the invoice is above $10,000, then I need a human person to validate that, yes, it's okay to pay. If it's below, you pay it automatically, whenever it's due, right? So if it's above $10,000, the robot will say, oops, okay, I gotta stop, I'll give it to you. You look at it, you look at all the data, and you approve or decline it, and then it goes to payment. That's an example of, where we get humans into it.
Okay, so that would be like one of the use cases.
It would be one of the, yes.
One of the examples.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you fit for a niche, for an industry in particular, or it doesn't really matter? I know that we speak a little bit about the product being more useful for non-tech companies.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you look at the top companies in the world from revenue or valuation perspective, a lot of them, if not most of them, are already our customers. And there are companies from all the industries. There's big insurance companies, right? For example, you submit a claim, an insurance claim. Normally, it's an email or something, a form that you fill in. How do you know what to do with the claim, right? I've seen a demo just, sorry for going around, but stop me if you need.
Okay.
Just the other day, I've seen a very interesting demo with a car insurance company. You would submit a claim online as a customer, and then the claim, you'd have a robot that would read the claim, understand what the problem is, take the photos that you upload of your car, upload the photos to a Google service. Google has a service about that can tell you the damage of a car based on the picture using artificial intelligence, and then based on that, make a decision and move forward. So insurance is a big vertical that we're looking at. Finance is a big vertical. Car manufacturers, lots of companies.
How did you manage to get to those worldwide leading companies that today use your products? How did you reach product market fit? Because as far as I know, from what I've seen in the newspapers, it took a while.
It took a while. The company was, I just started in February this year, so
okay.
I'm talking from other people's stories.
Okay.
But the company, briefly, yeah. The company was founded a while ago, but then about 4 years ago, they were working on this UI technology. They had multiple products. One of the products was called UiPath, right? And this specific product ended up being the company because it's the product that made it. And how it made it, it was I think a business process management company in India that came and said, hey, that's an interesting piece of technology. I would like to use it for RPA. And actually nobody in the company knew what RPA meant back then, 4 years ago. So they used it and they said, well, it's actually pretty good. So, being product people, they're like, oh, wait, there might be something here. And they started developing around this concept of RPA, identify the competition, and then it just almost just happened. I mean, obviously you need salespeople, you need to go out there, you need to market, but a lot of the contracts were inbound. Okay, companies would come to us and say, even today it happens. We use Slack a lot, so we have a lot of channels on Slack. And on one of the channels, somebody was saying, isn't it nice when a company the size of BMW contacts you through a contact form on your website saying that they tried your product, they like it, and they would like to become customers, like out of the blue, right? So it's both inbound and also we're building a big sales force as we speak.
But in fact, I think this is what it really means to find a problem in the market, on the market.
Yes.
What can you tell us about all this talk about robots taking people's jobs? How much is a myth? How much is reality? How do you see it?
I'm sure it is both a myth and reality.
Okay.
Meaning that yes, robots do take people's jobs in a lot of in a lot of industry. What I've seen personally, I had this concern as well. I'm telling you, before joining, I was like, well, I don't know, ethical problems, whatever. And yeah. And then what I realized was that what's really happening, and from also talking with customers, is what's really happening is that robots take away work that nobody wants to do. Okay, so it's not like, I haven't yet seen one customer that fired a person as a result of using robots. What they do is that they have people do more higher value type jobs. Instead of saying, yes, now we just take away, we took away your job and now you can leave. I've not yet seen one customer. And one of our biggest customers, they were on stage. We had an event in Miami 2 or 3 weeks ago. And they were on stage and they were mentioning, it's a bank, SMBC from Japan, one of the biggest banks. And they were mentioning that with UiPath, they managed to automate the equivalent of $500 million of work. So, and those people, I mean, think about, you come to work and every day all you have to do is open your inbox, look at a list of things to do, you take them one by one, and you complete those tasks. And every time it's the same thing that you're doing. How engaged are you with, with your job? How motivated are you to come to work every day? How eager are you? The reality is that you're not. So those people are, miserable is a wrong word probably, but they're not the most engaged employees.
Okay, but then companies can move those people into other segments of their companies or other departments where they can really come with some...
Yeah, and invest into actually retraining them. Yeah, and probably, it might be the case that you have 400 employees doing that type of work today, and a year from now you still have 400 employees, but you're doing 5 times the amount of work. Think about that way as well, right?
Because I'm watching the timer and we only have about 2 minutes and a half. What's the product market in Romania? How do you see it? Do we have product people? How challenging is it for you guys to develop all these products from Romania, basically? Because I know that it's one of the main quarters, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. It's very challenging.
Okay.
And we're actually opening a few offices around the world, and we're hiring product managers everywhere. We have a big office in Bellevue, we have New York, and then we have Japan, where we have product people, and India as well, in Bangalore. In Romania in particular, it's also, the type of person that we're looking for is not your generic B2C mobile app builder type product manager. It's our industry by design is a bit more, it is different, right? It is B2E, so there's very few enterprise companies.
Can you please explain B2B?
Business to enterprise.
Okay.
We're selling to big enterprises. We're not B2C, it's more like business to customer. And so that's one piece that is challenging. The other thing is, depending how we look at our product, it has multiple, our platform it has multiple products. Some of them are very technical. Okay, so we need more technical type product managers, because a good product manager knows how to put themselves into the skin of a customer. Sometimes the customer is a more technical person. Sometimes the customer is somebody that really understands business process management tools, and that's the tool that they live in every day. Right? Getting somebody that doesn't have any experience in that space is possible. People can learn, obviously, but the mix that we're looking for is not easy to find.
So you're looking for people with technical skill set?
We're looking for technical
What else?
Product managers, and also more the business side, business product managers that understand process orchestration, process management. I'm relatively new to this as well. I'm still learning. I didn't come from that space, but it's a great learning experience.
So somebody eager to learn. Okay, we have a question there, and I think that is already the time for minutes.
I'm interested about the security of the implementing an RPA into a computer or whatever, and dealing with some
So security, it's a big concern for our customers. Our products can be deployed two ways, on-premise or in the cloud, right? Most of our customers today, we believe that this will change, but most of our customers today deploy our product on-premise. And they have their own firewall, they have, they're behind, it's like a server in their on-prem data center or their private cloud, let's say. And then one thing that happens is that our product can start Windows sessions on various computers. So it needs to know username and passwords, for example, for your Active Directory users. And that's a big concern for a lot of companies. Do I trust you to be able to do that, right? And then you can look at security from different other perspectives. If I'm a developer implementing, coding such a process, right? Automating the process, I will get access to some, your SAP account, username and password. What can I do with that? How can we make sure that we protect from malicious employees? That's another concern that we have. And we have multiple ways of trying to go around those type of issues.
So explainability is an issue.
Yeah.
Product roadmap question. Do you invest more in developing the technology, like you said, clicking, OCR, or do you invest more in automating more workflows, invoice management, validating forms, whatever you just mentioned?
So the workflow automation is something that our customers do with our product. We give them the building blocks. In the BPM world, it's called activities. A building block could be click of a button, type a text, make a decision. Those are, open SAP and login. Those are building blocks. We give them the building blocks. We invest in that a lot. And then with those building blocks, our customers are automating their own processes. So that's what we do. And we have multiple teams working towards making those things possible.
So more in building blocks.
Yes, yeah. Building blocks and orchestration, process orchestration is the other thing. And that's more.
I have a question. Working with large enterprises.
Just 1 second to get the mic.
I have a question. Working with large enterprises probably require a lot of customization. So how much do they require you to build custom building blocks, for example? Like log into our custom implemented SAP old version, for example.
So we're lucky to have built a platform that is extensible by design. Okay? Extensibility is a feature of the product, and it's core to the product. So if a customer wants to build something that is very specific to their use case, they can do that via our extensibility layer, and we don't have to be part of that. I'm not aware of any one feature that is used by just one customer. We are not there. I almost said we're not there yet. But I hope we're not going to be there in the future. We tend to push back a lot. We get a lot of pressure. You have a sales rep comes to you and says, this is a $2 million deal, we need this feature. And then that's one of the hardest things that we as product managers have to deal with. It's like, how do you push back? How do you explain that one person that their feature, which is important for them to make their quota, is not going to make it because you're working on something else that is actually going to affect 1,000 different customers that have requested something specific.
I have another question. Do you have a number between, for example, companies that use the extensibility layer or having an employee that is using the extensibility layer for them? Or do all the companies use the extensibility layer by themselves?
Most, I think, probably 30% of our customers have some kind of a custom component. And this is going to grow. With the latest release, we've added new capabilities to be able to build your own custom components very easily. You don't even have to write code. Up until now, you had to write .NET code. Now you just drag and drop some things, you package them together, publish them, and then everybody else in your team can use those components. We call those reusable components.
I think that we still have time for some questions as the jury is.
Yes, we're.
Do you think you're going to enter the B2B market?
Which one?
The B2B market. For example, there are a lot of processes that can be automated. And there are a lot of small processes that can be automated.
Yeah.
So
we could. Yeah.
to have like a market where small companies or agencies can create a robot and that can resell it after that?
Yeah. If you go to go.uipath.com, we've released a marketplace a couple of weeks ago,
So,
where anybody can create such a workflow, package it, and then deploy it on the marketplace, and anyone else can use that. Yeah. The reality is that we're truly a platform. Okay, so when we talk about what do we do on that specific industry, what do we do for B2B, we do anything. And like to give you an example, a very interesting robot that actually one of our employees have built is one that can watch his Netflix account and alert him whenever his daughter watches too much Netflix via his Google Home speaker. Okay, so that's an example of a process that was automated. It runs on his computer. He built a beautiful video around it. It's just one very simple example of something that he's done. Another one is another robot watches your Facebook account, and if one of your friends' birthday is today, it's going to send them one of 5 random messages. So you don't have to. Yeah, so you can.
Is there anything for girlfriends? Like, just
Yes.
send,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, that one is. Should I? Okay.
I have it on good authority. The jury has decided already, so I'd like to leave room for one more question before we close up.
Just let me finish with this example. It's really fun. It's really good. So again, one of our employees, they built a Tinder bot that will go on you upload a photo of somebody you like, and they used a big celebrity in Romania, political celebrity. I'm not going to name names, and then it goes on Tinder, does a match, and if it's above a certain threshold, swipes, I don't know Tinder, so whatever, left or right? Let's say left is good, swipes left, and if not, it swipes right, automatically for you. So just leave it there, and it's going to search for matches. Yeah.
Okay, final question of the evening.
Just a short example, I also a robot that plays Go and wins on hard.
You've seen it, or you?
On YouTube, of course.
It plays, yeah, I've seen one that plays Sudoku.
Oh yeah,
I think it was Sudoku, yeah. Go is harder. I mean, Go is one of the hardest games. Go is one of those games that was never won by a computer yet.
Of course, it was.
It was? Go?
Yes.
Okay, don't want to start the
Sorry.
debate now.
Yeah.
So my question was whether these robots are pure UI based, or do you also build the backend to backend robots?
Yeah, they can be anything. They can drive your UI. They can be, they can drive just APIs. It depends how you build them. But most of our customers use robots to automate UI applications. They have these old terminal applications that use text. If you remember, if you're old enough like me, we used to have terminals. And automating those things is not the easiest thing. But some banks, some companies, banking is another huge industry for us. Some of those companies have still use terminals to interact with different other systems. So, today they have people going in with those big IBM terminals and interacting with them. So now you can have robots with that.